Recently I've been working on some cleanup around the property, specifically around the edge of the fields. There's been a lot of invasive species coming in and growing in over the stone wall. Let me pivot here. So like right here, this is one stone wall that's been all overgrown. So I've been working at this with the brush hog, with the chainsaw and everything, just to try and take this back under control. What I'm going to be focusing on today is this corner back here behind me. I'm actually going to thin out those pines that you see. And then over my other shoulder back there, there's the top of a pine that's left over from the logging that needs to get cut up, and all of this needs to get moved up into my brush pile. So that's the project for today. This is also the first time my new saw will be in a video. This is my Stihl MS261C. I got this 5 months ago now, and I've been liking it a lot. Nice light saw with plenty of power. I've got an 18-inch bar on it, and it cuts great. Now that this corner is substantially cleaned up and the pines are thinned out, I'm keeping that one, and then over on the other side I'm keeping those two, but I cleared out the rest. And so now that this is looking pretty good, what I'm actually going to do is go over the wall. There's actually a old roadway or pathway up the edge of the property right there, so I'm going to try and work my way up, clearing that out. So this is what I'm talking about. For reference, there's the brush pile I was filling earlier. So there's the stone wall on the inside for the field edge, and here's the property line. So going up this goes all the way up by the apple trees and by the house, but it's all overgrown like this. And so I think what I'm actually going to try to do is take the brush hog and actually just push it backwards up through here and see how much I can take out. So it'll be a little ferocious, but I think that that's going to be the best way to knock some of this down, and then come through and be able to finish and kind of clean stuff up with the chainsaw afterward.
I think I'll run over this with the brush hog one more time to grind this stuff up, and then this will be cleared up about halfway up to where you see that tree across. And I got to figure out how to deal with that and then work the rest of the way up. So this is kind of an interesting conundrum, given that we've got this maple on top of and having bent over this other tree. I think my plan is actually going to be to try and wrap a chain around the maple there to the tractor and give it a tug, because it's still attached, but I don't know that there's much there holding it. So I'm going to try and pull that, and if it doesn't work, I'll hit it a little with the saw. But I want to make use of the fact that this is hung up here and try and slide it back to this side of the property line so I can buck it up and get rid of it. Well, that went pretty smoothly. It remains to be seen if that bowed over tree is alive or not, but for now I'll leave it. I'll go ahead and load up what's definitely no good of this maple, take it down to that burn pile, and then I did cut the edge along the stone wall in there. I think what I'll do is just take the tractor right down through. That'll chew up all of the brush and the invasives that I laid over in the road and just kind of grind them up in place. And we will have this path open all the way down the side of the field. As you can see behind me, things look a lot better, both along that stone wall as well as up this little roadway here for the tractor. So, job well done.